Hey, we're live. Hey, guys. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's V the Guerrilla Economist coming to you live with the Algocapitalist himself, Dex. He is the man. Check him out. PulseScanTrading.com. PulseScanTrading.com. Check out his website. Check out his trading room. Learn how to trade stocks. Learn how to make it in a bull market, bear market, blood market, whatever the market is. He knows how to handle it. He is Dex, the one and only Algocapitalist. And before we went live, we're just talking about, folks, I ordered a T-shirt from Amazon. I finally got it in. It was Father's Day, so I finally got around to watching Black Panther, the movie. I know I've been late to the party, and I know there's a lot of ballyhoo out there from people who are SJWs who don't understand the character of the Black Panther, don't understand who T'Challa is, don't understand the concept of Wakanda, and they tried and they failed miserably. They tried to interpret it as if it's some sort of a social justice warrior movie. It actually isn't. It's actually a very libertarian movie. The Wakandans don't give a rat's ass about the outside world. They don't care about refugees or immigrants. I mean,
you sure don't.
No, they don't. They really don't. T'Challa is about taking care of his people and his kingdom. And so it's a very nationalistic, anti-globalist in that regard. And then on top of that, the only Black Lives Matter character in the entire movie, which is the villain, Killmonger, he kills him. He kills the Black Lives Matter activist right there. He killed him. He let him see the sunset. Oh, I don't want to spoil it, man. I don't want to spoil it. But he kills Killmonger. Okay, so I got my T-shirt. It's a black T-shirt in gold lettering. It says Wakanda Forever. If you know the characters, see, I'm a comic book collector. I love comic books. My man Dex loves comic books. So we get the mythos behind these characters and what it means. And T'Challa is an inspirational symbol. I think he's very. Look, I'll be honest with you. Growing up, when you're growing up in a rough neighborhood, you're growing up in rough circumstances, and you had bad crap happen to you, and you're looking for inspiration. I, as a small child, found inspiration in a lot of comic book superheroes I would relate to, and they help form my persona and personality today. In the sense that, you have to look at something so abstract. When you have something happen to you that's so traumatic, you have to look at something so abstract, so supernatural, so superhuman, that is to inspire you to pull yourself up out of your situation because it's bigger than you, and you're able to latch onto that. And for me, a character like T'Challa and Black Panther, it's incredible. It's an incredible character, man. I just wanted to share that.
That's what's up. I appreciate that, and I have to concur with you. Appear that your boy got his head handed to him because he was all pro this and pro that, and look what happened. You know what I'm saying? He claimed to represent the people of Wakanda and all this other stuff, but in all actuality, what he was attempting to do did not really benefit the people. It benefited himself. And if you think about it, all he did was start chaos. Right. And that was it. He didn't really do anything else. He literally started chaos. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand that. I mean, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I wouldn't do that. For me, I would have done something totally different. I would have licensed stuff out to people. And that's about it. I would not have just given it away, saying, well, it's our burden, it's our responsibility to give anything away. Because believe you me, the guy that represented the U.S., notice how he was like CIA, Black Ops, whatever. The reason that he was over there is because he was looking for the military application of stuff. And instead of thinking about, how this could help the people, it was how can we expand our empire? So forget that empire expanding nonsense.
Which is a flawed model that never works, always bankrupts a nation, leaves them destitute.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, so all I have to say is I thought it was foul how they made it seem like it was his responsibility to do this with the rest of the world. And not only that, but I saw something flip side behind that also, is that in a way he represented the United States of America too.
Yeah.
Because the United States of America believes it's their birthright to police the rest of the world. They get to say who has nukes and who can use nuclear technology or whatever. You know, they're the only ones that's allowed to have nukes because, quote unquote, you guys are children and irresponsible. You don't know what you're doing. But yet we're the only nation on the face of the earth in the history of the earth that actually used nukes.
Oh yeah, 1000%. We're the only country in the world that
So,
used nukes on somebody else.
Incredible hypocrisy on that one. Incredible.
Our entire murderous foreign policy is hypocrisy at its most acutest.
Exactly.
It really is, man.
Exactly.
I'm telling you what, if our founding fathers were alive right now, they would look at us and be like, what the hell have you people done? They will be storming 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. They will be storming the Congress and Senate. You would have politicians dangling from lampposts right now. It wouldn't be no questions asked. They'd line them up in the back of the Lincoln Memorial and put a bullet in each one of their heads.
Exactly.
Traitors. Treasonous traitors. I mean, how do you explain that, dude? How do you explain to some people like the level of corruption, man? It's unbelievable. These people do things that if you and I were to do it, Dex, we'd be in prison for life.
I have to admit, I think if the right people were elected into office, the same thing would happen. So it's not even about getting the right people in office, which is sad.
It's about the whole system needs to go, man. It's got to be purged.
Yeah. How do you gut out something where you don't even know all the parts? It's like a super kraken with, instead of like 8 to 10 tentacles, it has 1,000 tentacles. And you know how in just about every action / movie, when the tentacles of the beast are cut off.
Holy shit. Yeah, man. We just got a hot off the press right now. Wait. Oh, no. My bad. I thought I had a news alert saying 1,000 people killed in terrorist attack. No,
oh,
what? I just clicked on it and it was basically all the terrorist attacks that are done in Europe.
Oh, okay.
So data collected since January.
Man, don't say nothing like that, because if that was the case,
it just clicked. It was clickbait. Why do they give me news alerts that are clickbait? I don't get it.
How they do. You know how they do. Look, man, let me tell you something. If that was the truth, and if especially happening on American soil, the markets will be closed. It'll be breaking news. The president will come on and say the Wall Street's closed. They wouldn't even play that game. They would shut the markets down immediately. On 9/11, they hesitated, but on this, if it happens like that again, they'll close it. They won't have a choice because everything will just go bananas, and you won't even have time to even do anything with it because they'll just shut everything down. And we were talking also before we got live on the air. I don't think that this is the end of the bull market just yet. I think this was just a washout because of the tariff news. Yeah. You know, earnings have a little bit to do with it too, but for the most part, this Bitcoin just will not stop going down. And until
where we at right now, man, the boys were supposed to come on yesterday to talk about BTC, but we've had technical issues with YouTube. YouTube went down all over the world, and we couldn't do the show. But where we at right now with BTC?
You hit a low today of 66.65.
Woo, 666, baby, almost.
Yeah, man. Look,
quadruple 6 all over the way.
That 4,400 call, man, looks like it's definitely coming in play. Now, I will say this though, to be fair, the market has bounced off of the lows within the last 5 days. The futures hit 61.35. All right, so if the market were to close where it is right now, you would actually officially put in a short-term bottom and build a momentum base low, meaning that for the next 3 to 5 days, the market should rally and get back up to at least 7,100. And that's the retracement target if the market were to rally right now. Plus, if you think about it, we gotta fill the gap. Haven't really closed that gap. that the market made back on June the 11th. So it has a little bit more to work out here yet. But I did just put out an alert for those that follow me on Twitter, and that's the Vulcan Report on Twitter. We are right now putting in a stage bottom on an intraday basis. If the quid crosses the intraday price inflection point, then the selling is done for the day, and we should see a key reversal rally into the close today.
Nice.
Yeah, so I just set that alert out with the price trigger on that one. Yeah, I mean, it's just so much going on in the world right now. I can't even keep track of it all. It's like they killed that boy. I'm just my heart.
Yeah, you talking about the rapper kid, dude? Isn't that messed up, man? Look, I didn't know about Triple X extension. What's he call himself? XXX Estacion?
Yeah, extension. Yeah, extension.
I just call him Triple X extension.
Yeah.
But the point is, here's what kills me, man, and this is what I kind of lament here. You and I grew up on the golden era of hip hop,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You and I grew up in a time of hip hop where what you got today, quote unquote, that passes rappers, these guys wouldn't last 2 seconds.
Not at all.
They wouldn't last 2 seconds. These mumble rapping idiots, nonsensical lyrics. You don't have a lyricist anymore. There's no lyricist. There's nobody. There's no more Notorious B.I.G. There's
nope.
There's DMX in his prime. I mean, come on, they wrecked his career.
Yep.
You know, KRS-One. I mean, you talking about some of the best artists that ever walked the earth, man. And so here's what kills me. This current crop of millennial wanksters, okay, that's what I gotta call them, wanksters. These wanksters, these millennial wanksters who are looking like they're kind of gay. They look really effeminate. Like there's one kid who calls himself the King of New York. Oh my God. The King of New York. If I see this kid, I'd probably grab him by the throat and hold him up against the wall. He has rainbow colored hair. He has rainbow teeth. He has tattoos all over his body. And he calls himself Tekashi 6ix9ine. I call him Teriyaki 6ix9ine.
Yeah, I know this kid, about.
That kid is running around all over the place talking about, come test my gangsta. Trying to provoke guys to fight him and or kill him. And this is like a 130-pound weakling wimp that it's a joke. So this kid is so negative. But this guy, from what I hear, this guy named Triple X Estacion or Extension, whatever the hell his name is actually a positive, good kid. He might have some, little bit of issues here and there, a little trouble here and there, but overall, it seemed like a solid dude. And out of, what's funny, man? Before he died, he did a live stream and he said that I'm going to be sacrificed. You know what I'm saying?
He did say that.
What?
He did say that.
He did say that. And you know what I'm saying? Think about it. If you're about to get whacked, people are hunting for you. You never use the word sacrifice, do you?
No.
You just be like, hey, man, guys are trying to kill me. That's it,
right.
Period.
You never say sacrifice. You say, I think they're trying to kill me, or I got beef in these streets.
Exactly.
He had problems in these streets. You can say something like that. That's how they would talk. They wouldn't say, yes, I do think that they're going to sacrifice me in a ritual. No, you don't talk like that.
You don't talk like that.
No.
You don't talk like that. So this dude knew that he was going to die, that he was marked, and they killed him. They killed the kid. And I found that to be awfully suspicious. I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, this is not a simple little, idiot rapper kid gets killed. Let's move along. There's nothing to see here. There's actually something weird about this, and I can't put a finger on it. And it's weird in the sense that this is actually a positive kid, right?
Yeah, for all intents and purposes. Now, don't get me wrong. He did what he was told, like most of them. So you'll see all the pictures of him, flexing the Baphomet signs and all that. But for the most part, to my understanding, it appears that he sold his soul for the fame and fortune, but that does not necessarily make a person a practicing Satanist.
Correct. Exactly right.
Yeah. So just because he had to probably, deal with some rituals and things like that, that isn't necessarily, he's just doing that for the fame and fortune. It's not something he believes in his heart and, goes after. Right. But then again, I heard about someone saying that Drake put a hit on him on it. We don't know that. That you know, what I'm
I
saying
don't know about that.
that's allegedly. We don't know that. I haven't seen any evidence or proof
Right.
that happened or that they were even beefing like that. So
Nah, me neither. I haven't seen anything like that at all, man. It's
nah,
very strange, man. It's very strange. You know what? After he said that, a lot of people on social media are taking off like, "Hey, was this an Illuminati hit? Was this another Illuminati sacrifice?" Because nobody says that, Dex. Nobody says, "Hey, I'm going to be sacrificed." And then, like 12 minutes later, after posting this video, the kid gets shot up in BMW i8.
look,
Like,
we've seen this story before. We've
yo, for
seen it
real,
before. Did we not?
absolutely.
Was it Alex Jones that had the DC Madam come on and say, "I'm not suicidal.
I'm not going to
I'm not
suicide
sad."
myself.
Yep, and
If I
there's
was suicide,
guys
you know what's going to
and they
happen?
say it was a suicide.
Yep.
So you know, just blatant. Plus, the boy was shot in broad daylight. Not to mention, but there's been a couple of other deaths around around the same time that they're not talking about. Some other person also died, and there's still speculation over the guy from Coast to Coast AM saying that he died with mysterious circumstances.
Are you talking about Art
So
Bell?
yeah,
Yeah, dude, I grew up on Art Bell, man. Yeah, absolutely.
so it's a lot going on
Art
right
Bell's
now.
family's been messed with since day one. They've been messing with Art Bell. They were trying to threaten him. That's why he left. He went silent for a while. Then he came back with his show Dark Matter. I mean, they were trying to mess with him, his wife, his family, his kids. They threatened. I mean, golly, man, it's crazy.
All I know is, look, anytime the government and the powers that be are afraid of bloggers, a person just with a blog or a YouTube video person, that's telling me that there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Why are they afraid of people like us doing these broadcasts and YouTube videos? We're to them, we're nobodies. Why are they afraid of us? Is it because of the things we talk about that are true? If something's false, do you even need to address it? No.
Yeah.
Look, if we're all bumbling idiots who don't know what we're talking about and we're fake news, why do you need to come after us? You wouldn't even waste your time and your resources and energy. It takes resources and energy and money to delete YouTube videos and delete people's websites and blogs and posts and go around harassing those people and bumping them off. That takes time, resources, and energy. So why would you put that kind of manpower to something that is proven to be false? You would
You want to
not.
know something, man? You know the last thing this kid says?
What's that?
He said this. He said, if worse things comes to worse, and this is right before he died, and if I die or something, and I'm not able to see out my dreams, I at least want to know that the kids perceive my message and were able to make something of themselves, and to be able to make my message and use it and turn it into something positive, and to at least have a good life.
Oh yeah, I did
Sad,
see
dude.
something like that. But here's my thing though. I don't see. I can't say. I mean, those words, that sounds nice, but I don't know if what he was saying or doing was positive because I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
don't know either.
I don't know anything about his music. I've never heard that one song. I know nothing about his music.
I don't listen to
Was he a
modern hip
mumble
hop.
rapper? I
I
mean, I
can't
don't know.
stomach modern hip hop, man.
Did he mumble? Was he a mumbler?
I have no idea. I can't stand this mumble rap BS.
I mean, here, look,
What did he say?
look.
I mean,
I don't listen to hip hop anymore
I
because
can't, dude. I
it's
can't.
ridiculous. I mean, come on, compare a mumble rapper to the song "Bleed" from Meshuggah. Is there a comparison?
No.
Compare that to any track from Slayer. You
No.
know, come on. You got musicianship, and then we got idiotship. I'll
Yep.
go with the musicianship. You feel me? So I don't have time for it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. Everything that they're doing to me is to take our eyes off of something that's going on behind the scenes that they don't want us to focus on.
No,
Now,
absolutely, man.
I'll say it has to do with money because I follow the money. I look at the money, and right now the money is telling me that there's something else afoot. I think the stock market is about to rally hard bananas again, and that this little sell off pull off was those that are in the know taking some money off the table, profiting.
Without doubt. It's cash out time, man. That's all it is.
They're just cashing out, but they're about to come back in hard body karate, and it ain't gonna be a darn thing people can do about it. Look at what they're not talking about. No one's talking about how the metals just got blasted.
Yeah.
Gold just got destroyed, and no one's really saying anything about that because they're talking about the trade tariffs. You don't see that. You don't see them how they're methodically attacking the Bitcoin futures and the precious metals. They keep selling those to pieces. Yeah, the stock market went down a little bit, but not really. Like for instance, the Dow is down over 300 points right now, but the S&P is only off 15 points. And the NASDAQ's only off 38 points. And the Russell's only down 3, which tells me that this move is fake.
Yeah.
It's only for the masses to take your eyes off of what's really going on. And I don't hear people talking about this dollar. What's up with your dollar hitting 95? I do believe I told everybody the dollar was going to 95.
Yep.
And right before all of that, people started making videos about the death of the dollar again, and the dollar going off the world reserve currency status and blah 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 blah. Guess what? It hit 95, and all those people are looking crazy right now. It's funny how people wait for the markets to go down, and then they start doing the doom and gloom.
March 24th, it's all going downhill. It's all going to have a market collapse. Who was that lady, man? That old lady who looked like the cartoon character from Monsters Inc.
Yeah, I don't know her name. You talking about the one on YouTube that's been speaking all over the place?
I came out of nowhere, and now she's like a financial guru expert. She sits there and she has these hand-drawn charts.
Look, don't get me started on the hand-drawn charts.
Oh my God!
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Like I said, when people come out of nowhere and people accept them as some kind of guru with no kind of track record, that's on them. Oh, somebody said in the chat room, Catherine Austin Fitz. Nah, Catherine Austin Fitz is real people.
Catherine Austin Fitz.
Nah, she's a real individual.
Yeah,
I know of her. She worked in the industry. Yes,
what's her name? She got the Asian last name, man.
Yeah, I know you talk about. I don't know the chick's name. I know when she first came out. I mentioned her. You did too, and someone else did too on YouTube. I forget who it was. And no, everybody just ignored us. They didn't say nothing.
She looks.
Yep. They put her name in the chat. Yep. That's it. That's her. That is her.
Yeah, that's her. Thanks.
Yeah, that's her.
That's the girl. That's the lady. She looked like the secretary from Monsters Inc.
But look, came out of nowhere, right?
Came out of nowhere. Get a little hand on track. March 24th, it's going down.
And isn't it convenient that supposedly she left Wall Street more than 10 years ago, so that way you can't check her? You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
You can't go on the NASD website and look for her because it's beyond 10 years. They only keep data for 10 years. Correct. Now, if she worked on the future side like I did, then her information will still be there for life. The NFA doesn't get rid of nothing. Even the Honorable John Corzine is still on the NFA website.
Oh, the Honorable Corzine.
Yeah, exactly. I meant that loosely. So
yeah, I know you do.
You can go and look him up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you can't go. I mean, I could be looked up. I'm still on there. You know what I'm saying? But why can't you look her up? There's no proof that her or another individual, I will not name their names, claim to work for, isn't it convenient, Bear Stearns. And now Bear Stearns is gone. You can't verify that because guess what? A, it's been more than 10 years. And B, even if they were still here and you could call and somebody could pull up archive records for you, you still wouldn't get the information because, again, it's backed up at the NASD's website and they hold on to that. And so does the CFTC on the future side and the SEC on the stock side. So if there was no open cases or litigations or arbitration, which is public record, that's the only way you'll be able to find information that's beyond the 10 years old. So anyway, I'm putting this out there for everybody, folks. Everybody has to be held to the same standards. Don't come on here coming out of, I don't care who you are or how long you've been on YouTube. Don't lie about your credentials. because eventually somebody's gonna find you out. The world is a small place. You never know who you're gonna run into or who's gonna pull your card. Don't lie and say you worked in the industry and you did not, because it's gonna be found out. That's A. And B, don't say that you're expert in trading the markets and you haven't even so much as put out one trade recommendation or any analysis video before the fact and establish a track record where people can follow you.
But that's where you're wrong. You see, you don't understand, Dex. I sit here and I have charts, graphs that I printed up from Zero Hedge that I can hold in front of each chart and tell you unequivocally that on August the 5th at approximately 10 a.m., the markets will crash, the dollar will go to zero, the Dow will lose 18,000 points in 1 hour, and that's it. That's it. And then the portals of hell will open, and the demons will come out and devour your pet monkeys. And there'll be bedlam in the street, and there will be martial law in every small village across America, and people will be eating their cats and dogs, and the aliens UFO invasion will begin. That's all happening all at the same time on August the 5th, plus nuclear war.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that too, because everything you just did in that skit is what they're talking about right now.
Oh yeah, dude. People are still talking about the market next week. The markets will collapse.
Yep, the
Prepare
dollar's going
yourself.
away, the market's going away, and now because the Dow's been down 2 days in a row, they're like, "See, I
See,
told you,
the
it all
sell-off.
begins."
Wall Street tumbles. The sell-off is coming.
Buy Survival Food 3000. Get your Survival Food 3000.
Exactly.
10,000 milligrams of sodium per serving ensures that your fried chicken will last a nuclear winter. Survival Food 3000, the only place where you can build to last.
Look, and the thing that they don't want that they want to avoid when you question them when they come on these shows is you say, "Okay, sir, ma'am, if what you're saying is true, how am I going to protect what I have? How am I going to protect myself? I'm an elder. I'm a senior citizen. I live alone in a little house on the country on a
I'm glad you
farm."
asked. You are SOL. Shit out of luck.
Exactly. Or this one. How about this one? What if you're not alone? You got a big family and friends or a community, even. I'll give you a community. You may be able to defend yourself against others who want to come for your food and water. But how are you going to stand up against the full force of the United States government when they start going door to door, house to house, and rounding people up and taking people's supplies? They did it back in the Depression. You weren't allowed to hoard food or seeds or anything. They came and took it. So now what?
People don't understand. In a collapse situation, your government is your biggest competitor. Why? The government is looking to eat and they're looking to stay afloat. You're looking to eat and you're looking to stay afloat. So
Right.
your biggest competitor is not your neighbor next door. It's your government. And that's why it's important that people have strong relationships with their neighbors, with their communities, because as a community, you could stand up to tyranny. When you don't have a community and everybody's discombobulated, nobody's standing up for anything. So this is why community is such an important, vital thing, and it's a safeguard against governmental tyranny. But yeah, you're right, dude.
Exactly.
It's we have no community anymore, and the only solution, they have no solutions, man. Everybody on the internet is pretty much robots from the future 2025 will come back in time and assassinate everyone. Prepare yourself, eat your cat food, and head to the basement.
And
This is
for
a
the
message.
record, folks, for those of you who missed it when V and I had a similar conversation before, I'm gonna put this out there for everybody. The day that there is any kind of collapse or another 9/11 type event or what, fill in the blank, it's not going to be when the markets are down. It's going to be when the markets are up. It's going to be when everything's ripping and roaring and going well or seemingly
when
well.
they say peace and safety.
That's right.
Boom.
Because 9/11, guess what? The markets were not down. The markets were not falling apart. As a matter of fact, the markets were heading up.
Yep.
So I just want to put that out there for everybody. All right. Don't look till 2 days down and say, "Ooh, we're in a bear market," or Oh, look, the market's falling apart. No. Or, oh, we're about to go to war. No. It's going to happen when no one is aware of it and when you can't do anything about it. More than likely, it'll happen over the weekend. One weekend is because the markets are closed. You can't defend yourself. You can't handle your investments or your open positions. You are at their mercy, and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, and for those who
that's
think
why
that
they
you're going
made
to do
dark
something,
pools, Dex. That's
yeah,
why
but
they made dark pools, and we don't have access to the dark pools. So we're all in open positions while they've already moved positions. So market opens, they're already gone.
oh, it's going to be worse than that. They're going to get out, like you said, with those dark pools, so you can't see. But here's the problem: the next event, more than likely, they're going to block access to the internet. Your ISP is going to be out. Real talk. Over the Father's Day weekend, like last week, there were some intermittent outages with Xfinity, Comcast.
I remember you telling me that. Yeah,
and it was the weirdest thing. And it would come on, then it would go off, come on, go off, and then certain things certain sites or whatever, I didn't have access to. It would block it out, and gave me a lame message like, this is a test of the emergency broadcast system, and blah 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 blah. But then it said, oh, by the way, this is going to be down for 30 minutes. I'm like, when has there ever been a tested emergency broadcast system that made cable or TV or internet or anything stay out for an extended period of time? You see what I'm saying? So they're getting ready to do something, implement something. And you better believe that your access to the internet is going to be limited because they're not going to want any quote unquote truthers out there to be documenting things and help people out. They want to make it impossible. So that's why you've been seeing Facebook in the news and all these other social media sites so that they can block and restrict access. Remember, everything they do is to get you, the people, to beg for their tyranny. They don't just hoist it upon you. They want you to beg for the tyranny. After 9/11, the citizens were begging to go overseas and bomb people. Please,
we're gonna
bomb
go
some people.
overseas and we're gonna kill them ragheads.
Right. So they're going to make us beg for the 5G. They're going to make us beg to be controlled. Every time someone gets shot in a public school, another inch of your civil liberties and freedoms go out the window. And people now are begging and starting to even come around and say, you know what? We do need to ban guns. We do need to ban assault rifles. We do need to ban the thing that begins with a B, the bump stocks. We do need to ban all these things because we need to be safe. I'm tired of people getting shot in school or whatever. I'm tired of the violence. Not understanding that what you're really saying is, I'm not adult enough to be responsible with a firearm. Mr. Government, can you please take my firearm and use it for me when necessary? Please, can you protect me from myself? I'm so scared. And your government says, of course I will. I got your back. Thank you for the gun. And then they turn your gun on you and say, now get your behind back in the house before I shoot you. That's what's happening. So we're giving them back our freedom that they so-called gave to us. We'll just handed it back to them. So eventually, yes, it's going to be impossible for you to protect yourself against a tyrannical government because you're going to be unarmed. Totally. Thinking that you were doing something right when in actuality you were deceived in doing this. And that's what's going to happen. We're saying to the government, please take over more aspects of our lives because we're too stupid enough to do it on our own. So you got your government telling you how to raise your children. They're telling you how to eat. They're telling you when to sleep. You might as well be locked up in prison already because you're living in a prison in your mind, just like Kanye West was trying to tell everybody. You're in a mental prison and you don't even realize it. You can't even go to the bathroom without getting permission from your government. and also seeking their advice on how to use the bathroom. Think about it just for 1 second. What can we do in this country that we don't need permission for to do first? Nothing. Everything needs permission from the government. Everything we do, we need permission from the government. We even need permission from the government to assemble as a group outside. I'll say it again.
But
We need
that's
permission.
freedom.
No, that's not freedom.
That's not freedom?
No.
I thought we
They're
lived in a
saying that
free...
you don't have a right to assemble.
What?
You have to get permission to do it, and it's not a right. They're saying it is basically a privilege, and as you know, privileges, unlike rights, can be taken away. See what I'm saying? So now that's where we are. We're already in Animal Farm, and the noose is getting tighter around our necks, and that's what's happening. So
4 legs are better than 2. Just some legs are better than others.
But then check this out. Here's the funny thing. They were talking some more about the universal income, and they were having a debate about it on the Bloomberg. And here's what one of the guys said. He was saying
it worked so well in Finland, Dex. It worked so well there.
Well, peep it. And Citibank, I think it was Citibank or Citigroup, one of them, announced that they're going to lay off 100,000 employees because, unfortunately, you are going to have no jobs because they're going to robotics. And they even admitted that that's what they were going to do. And then they said, well, there's still going to be some jobs. It's not going to be all the jobs. And they said, yeah, there'll be some jobs. We'll need a few positions, people, to do certain things. But that's not going to fit most of the people's profile. The majority of people won't have the expertise to do so. Okay, so unfortunately, you go back to the universal income, where the government has to basically pay you to be unproductive because you don't have permission to be productive. And even if you did have permission to be productive, you don't have the wherewithal to be productive because all those industries have been shut down. It's like, look at the coal industry. Look what the government did with the coal industry. All right. So they're shutting things down piece by piece and putting everyone into boxes. And don't think that it's strange that crazy California keeps coming up with these weird laws and rules. They're trying to get everybody pushed up out of there and make it the land for the super elite. So that's what they're doing. They're doing gentrification on a national scale. All right. And they're going state by state and pushing people further in to the center of the country. If you think about it, that's where everyone's going. People are leaving the East Coast thinking they can go over here to the West Coast, to California, and then they get sorely shocked when they realize that here they are making a 6-figure salary, but they literally have to live in a tent because they can't afford housing. So that's what's happening right now. Everything in our country is being shook up, and there's a huge dislocation that's going on also. And unfortunately, people won't wake up to it until it's already too late and it's already done. And then once that happens, I believe that's when you'll see the FEMA camps start opening up slowly. Have you found yourself out of work? Have you found yourself now homeless? Come on over to, they won't call it a FEMA camp.
Are you homeless?
They'll say,
are you looking for a way to get around?
Right.
You miss binge watching Netflix. Now you can. Call 1-800-FEMA camp. Go there. You can play Xbox One, watch all the Netflix you can while getting the finest in government popcorn.
Oh, FEMA, no, they're gonna put you to work. They're gonna put you to work. You're gonna be building the robots to take more of your jobs away. And here's the thing: people may be like shaking their heads, like, "What in the world? This guy is out to lunch." You forget. Remember, those that don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. This will be FEMA Camp 2.0. We had FEMA camps back during the Depression. Have you forgotten? It wasn't called FEMA camps. They were work camps. You go here and you work. All right. And you were paid pennies. And it was run like it was a prison. So that's what is coming to a city near you. And I believe that that's why they shut out a lot of the Walmarts, and they're going to make those into work centers. So people will go there. They're not going to be FEMA camps. They're going to be work camps. Work camps. I'm telling you, work camps. That's what it's going to be, and you're going to have to report there, and that's where you're going to be basically living too. You're going to be living in a prison, because they're going to say, it's cold outside. You want to come on in here? We got you. We got a hot plate of food for you. We got warm blankets. A place for you to lay your head. And if you're a family, we got you too. Don't worry. We got family quarters and stuff. We got you. It's all right. It's all right. Basically, the government will be taking care of you. Everyone's going to be living in the literal prison. And that's what they got in store for everybody. Now, you'll think they don't have enough facilities to house everybody. And you are absolutely right. You are so right. They don't have enough facilities to house every single person in America. Of course not. So, what is the solution for that? Slaughterhouse! Exactly. That's when the great culling begins. And they have
very
so
cheerful
many
person,
tools
Dex.
up their sleeve for that. So many different tools up their sleeve that they can use, and it will solve all their problems. And they've already been doing it.
I personally like bird flu. I don't know about you.
They've already been doing it, though. See, unfortunately, we have tens of millions of individuals on these psychotic medications. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And what's going to happen when you can't get your Adderall? What's going to happen when you can't get your Adderall?
Hey. I know someone personally who takes a lot of that stuff. Can't function without it.
Exactly.
I shudder at the thought, man. I shudder at the thought.
You know how people get Adderall. When they can't get their fix, what's going to happen? People are going to start taking each other out.
That's it.
They know that. They know that. Why do you think they've been pushing that movie? Now they started making back to back. That movie, well, once a year there's a culling. You know what I'm talking about. It's on the tip of my tongue. Can't think of the name of it. Purge. There you go. Purge. Once a year, what do? The government steps back and they let the people go ham on each other. So that's what's coming.
Yep. Hey, my man, Cowboy's listening in. He's saying population culling is also done with vaccines. He's absolutely true about that.
100%.
Yep.
100%. And you even heard Bill Gates say so. He says if they can be successful with the program.
Gates is a humanitarian, Dex. You stop it. You stop it right there. He's a humanitarian, and the reason why he went to Southeast Asia is to cure the remainder of polio. No matter that his polio vaccine caused thousands to outbreak in polio, that doesn't mean anything, Dex. He's a humanitarian. Besides, you should just shut up and go on Skype.
He said go on Skype.
Go use Microsoft Office.
Oh my goodness. It's funny because that's just where we are right now, man. It's like people say, okay, you told us the problem. What's the solution? You don't get it. The only solution that you have is an impossible one. And you said it before we came on live. You said, they'll have to totally revamp the system. They have to get everybody out of office. Everybody. You have to purge the shadow government and the global elite and all of that. And you know that's a tall order. That's impossible. It's not going to happen because they're not going to go away quietly. They're not going to give up their power quietly.
Then you haven't been paying attention to QAnus.
Oh, and by the way, all this has to do with markets and economics because right now they're already telling you what they believe. They're telling you they believe it's too many people on the planet. They're telling you it's too many mouths to feed.
You can take the entire population of the world, folks, and this is the truth. I mean, of course, these assholes want to sell you this nonsense about there's too many people, but that's a lie. You can take every single person on planet Earth, give them an acre of land, and stick them all in Texas, and there'll still be room.
Yeah, but they don't want to do that.
They don't want to do that.
Global elite don't want to share.
They want to create that artificial crisis and artificial scarcity and all that other BS that goes along with it.
They don't play nicely with others. So that's why you're seeing what you're seeing right now, and that's why you see um, every avenue of wealth creation for the little guy is being taken away from him. They saw when that Bitcoin hit 20,000, they said, "Oh, heck no, heck no,
Yep.
heck no." You got people that was in Bitcoin since it was 11 cents, and now it's at 20,000. They said, "Oh no, no, we need to do something about that." So then that's when you start hearing all the rumors, and then you start seeing people attacking the exchanges and the servers and hacks.
Oh yeah.
And now look at it; it went from 20,000 to 6,000, just like that. Wiping away your wealth. And the gold and silver too. Gold was almost $2,000 an ounce, and everybody was excited, saying, "Yes, we are ready for Armageddon. I got my stacks of gold and silver. I'm getting richer by the day." And then what did they do? They let J.P. Morgan and them come in and decimate the precious metal markets. They've taken away every avenue for the little man, for the average Joe, the 99%, to do for themselves. Seriously. So here's the solution.
I'm moving to Russia. I'm done.
Here's the solution. If you want to beat them at their own game, you got to go to pulsewavetrading.com. You can learn what the central banks don't want you to know, what they're afraid of. And that's you knowing how to trade. So that when you see certain things happen in the market, you can take advantage of it and not watch all of your life savings erode in front of your face.
But Dex, I have 100% of all my stocks in Occidental Petroleum, Dex. All of it. I'm going to hodl it until it's a rainy day. Even though it's lost 80% of its gains, I'm still going to hodl it. Don't you think I should just do that?
Absolutely not. Look, have you ever heard of Enron?
Oh, I heard about that. Is that the toilet paper company?
It might as well be, or Tyco, or Bear Stearns.
They make toy trucks.
Yeah, right.
You know those Tyco trucks?
You know, they actually did have a model that they made an actual truck. It was a big old pickup.
Tyco RC, man. Remember that Tyco RC?
Yeah, that joint was dope. I seen a yellow one way back in the day.
Yep, they're all yellow. Yep, that's it.
It was over the top. So yeah, I don't. We're not going to see that again. I keep warning people. People just say, "Oh, it's going to come back. This is going to happen. This is going to happen." No, it's not.
Bitcoin, $55,000. It's coming now to a local exchange near you.
After every
single one of these exchanges have to get in bed with the SEC. Period.
Yeah, you do.
Period.
You do.
I mean, think about it. This is the thing. It's like this is what I'm like. Angry with the crypto community. So many of the guys. There's only a handful of crypto creators that are out there really pushing the envelope. The rest of the crypto community is like, "Yeah, freedom. We're gonna break away from the government, man. We're gonna show them, man. We're gonna show them who's the boss, man. We don't need them. The government's obsolete, man. Hell yeah, yeah, they're obsolete, man. We're gonna show the banksters that they suck. Yeah, we're gonna create alternative platforms. Yes." And they went out and they started creating these alternative platforms, and the government says, "Yeah, we're gonna need you to register." No, man, we're free, man. We're like totally like really, really free. And we're from Silicon Valley, and we like our espressos and latte frappuccinos. And you're not going to tell us what to do. We're going to need you to register with us. No, man. Okay, I'll sign. What do you want me to do now? And every single one of these exchanges, they're like, "We want you, any American that does trades for over $20,000, we want you to report on them. We want you to, anybody that does more than $24,000 in 1 year withdrawals, we want you to report on everything." No, man. Is that a problem? No, yes. We'll definitely report. So the entire crypto community, which was running away from the feds, calling them obsolete, calling them that they're a bunch of detestable a-holes, are now in bed with the feds. They're all in it. They're like, "We are great. We're SEC regulated. Woohoo!"
Well, see, check it out though. Here's how they threaten you though. Even if you're a firm overseas, it doesn't matter, because what they'll say is, "Okay, fine." Could they be like, "How can you stop us? You can't do anything to stop us. You don't even know where we're located. You can't do nothing."
Well, the overseas firms, it's simple. What they do is, I'll tell you what they did with some of the firms. They said, "Well, you just can't take American citizens." They're using FATCA. which is basically a banking law set up for banks to stop Americans from having any sort of offshore thing. And you must be a drug dealer or a money launderer or somebody nefarious in order for you to have an offshore bank account. Why do you have an offshore bank account, pray tell?
Well, not only that, but see,
I'm just an average Joe. I got an offshore bank account. I live overseas. Well, you can't have that. You got to get taxed. And so they use a FATCA law to go after these exchanges overseas. And the exchanges overseas are like, all right, fine, we're not going to take Americans. That's why most of these overseas exchange, except for one that I know, says, yeah, you're an American. Yeah, we can't deal with you.
Well, crazy. It's not only that. It's not only the fear of America, but here's how they enforce it, though. Let's say there was an outfit that says, well, we don't care about, we're not scared of no America. They can't do nothing to us. Yeah, we'll take you. Here's where the problem comes in. We don't have to drop bombs or send bullets flying over to nowhere. We have power now in this country. It's called technology. All they do is they'll contact Time Warner and Comcast and say, here's the new updated list of all websites you must block traffic to. And that website will be on one of them. And guess what? Your people won't be able to reach you anymore. They were successful in shutting down every single last one of the torrent sites. Every single last one got shut down because you couldn't access it. Some got physically raided. Others just got shut down. You couldn't reach it. You can't get onto the server. You can't get onto the website. So you've been shut. So that's how they do it. They just push a button basically, and voila, you can't access that website. Look at YouTube. YouTube's been doing it since its inception. They'll say this video cannot be played in your country, and you don't have anything you can do about it. Sorry, you can't see this video. That's what they do. Yep. And it's just that easy for them to shut things down. So people say, oh, they're going to turn off the internet. They will never turn off the internet. They'll just block your access to the internet by contacting your ISP and threatening them. And so they'll do it. It's just that easy. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Very well said, my man. And we're at the end of the broadcast, bro. Time flies.
I know, man. It is what it is. But you know what, though? So, the thing that I like about what we know is that we are able to come together and put the information out there to the people, you know?
That's it, player. That's
and
it.
By the way, the market is coming back. Just like I told you it would. The Russell's about to go positive.
The market is going to collapse tomorrow evening. You just watch. And in order for you to get more of this juicy, delicious information, subscribe to my newsletter at ppm. No, it's hold on. It's ftptrading.com. FTP Trading. It's even though I've never traded in my life, I don't know how to trade, but it's my report, and I want you to subscribe to it. It's $3,000 every quarter. Thank you.
Look, all I gotta say is, everybody, look, so that you don't get too, sad and down in the dumps about things. Set some time with yourself and just rock it out. That's all you got to do. Just rock out. If you rock out, you get your head clear and your mind clear, and you'll be able to know what to do. It's just that simple. That's how you clear your mind every day. Rock out.
Yep. Hey,
and
man.
No soft stuff. Hardcore only, guys. Push some smuggle on, man. Come on.
And with that being said, man, I'm gonna close out with a classic here. You ready?
What you got?
Here we go.
Come on. Sicker than your average. Pop a twist cabbage off instinct. Don't stink pink gators. My Detroit players. Tim's for my hooligans in Brooklyn. That's dead right. If the head right, Biggie there, air night. Papa been smooth since days of under rules. Never lose, never choose to. Bruce Cruz who? Do something to us. Talk, go through us. Girls want to us. Wanna do us. Screw us. Who us? Yeah, Papa and Pump. Close like Starsky and Hutch. Stick to clutch. Yeah, I squeeze 3 at your cherry M3. Bang every MC easily. easily. Take that. Recently, front